All right, cool.
Hey,
Guys.
everybody. This is a quick intro on how to do your wallet. What I'm going to do is I want pencils down, just focus for right now for like 10 minutes. We're going to be covering a kind of a presentation of like what the wallet is, how it plays in the entire space. Big issue that I see a lot of people do is they get stuck in one wallet and, are afraid to migrate over to another wallet, or don't understand what the wallet is, and they make a lot of mistakes. They transfer to the wrong network, or they give away their private keys, not understanding what they're giving away. So I want to just kind of give you a broad overview of what a wallet is and how it just works in the ecosystem and the different types of wallet there is. So I have this all set on another machine. So instead of distracting you guys with my good looks, I'm going to turn off this machine and head over to the other one. So give me about 30 seconds and I'll be right back.
Awesome. Yeah, in the meantime, we thank you for being here, for all the new players, and then for those who will eventually see this as a recorded session. Yeah, thank you for joining us as a nice collaboration between Billyjitsu, and then the Lirn team. And yeah, this is known as the Lirn Sesh. This is our first take. And yeah, we'll let Billy take it away once he's back.
I'm here.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're going to get right into the first slide. So, okay, so there's different types of networks in the space. Like when you think cryptocurrency, everybody knows Bitcoin. Ethereum is very, very popular. And another chain that's becoming very popular is Solana. And the big question is, why do I have to make so many wallets to handle like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana or Phantom or any other network on there? And the thing is, they're on their own, what they call chain. So they don't really communicate with each other. So like, that's why I put this X, like you can't send Bitcoin to Ethereum. You can't send Ethereum to Solana and back forth. Now, there are little tricks that they call like wormholes or bridges, but we're not going to get into that today. But natively, they don't. Think of this like Bitcoin as Xbox and Ethereum as PlayStation and Solana as Nintendo, right? I can't grab a PlayStation game and then throw it right onto a Bitcoin or into the Xbox and have it work, right? It just doesn't work. It's not made for that system. And it works the same way with like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I got some example addresses. If you have a Bitcoin addresses, they start with like a 1.3 or a BC, depending on the version of Bitcoin that you're using. Totally different addresses. So when someone sends me, say, hey, send me some ETH, and they give me this address, I already know off the top it's not going to work because this is not the address system. Same thing for Ethereum. All Ethereum addresses always start with a 0x on there, and Solana's start with an A in a sense. And that's pretty much, I want that concept of like, these chains all coexist. I mean, if you're old enough to remember AT&T and Sprint, you couldn't call people on Sprint if you were on AT&T for the longest. It was just, you only called people in your same zone. So I just want you to understand that concept on there. As for the wallet, there's nothing inside your wallet itself. Like there's like, it's just a pointer into the space. Everything lives inside the Ethereum network. And I know that's a kind of hard visualization to come up with, but everything you do is all like in this just little wallet section on here. So the way I like to think of it is like a locker in an amusement park, right? Like let's say Disneyland, and they have those lockers you can rent out, but you have to like put in the credit card and it gives you the password for you to open up that locker. You don't know that locker exists. Like nobody else knows this locker exists until you create your wallet. And then you get this passcode to unlock it, right? So people think like, oh, if I put, my wallet here and I disconnect from the internet, or I close down Metamask or something, I can't get hacked. That's not true. It's literally all in the Ethereum network. So if your keys get, compromised or anything, it doesn't stop anything or anybody from doing anything for you. Same thing for ledgers. Like there's hardware wallets. Like it does not live in the hardware wallet. It's merely a pointer to a location on the Ethereum network. I'm going to stop right there just in case we have any questions. I'm not sure if anybody's chatting on the side, but if anything, I'm going to give about 5 seconds and I'm going to move on. I know this is a lot of information to swallow, but we're going to come back to this. I just want to give you a general overview of what the wallet is and how it works.
So good kudos that metaphor for the amusement park and the lockers. I think that's a really good metaphor.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, because I got to pay. It costs money. So, yeah. I'm going to jump on to the next one. So we're going to focus on Ethereum. That's pretty much the biggest one. We're going to cover Metamask and another wallet as well. But what makes up the wallet, right? It's a public key. That is your like email address. When you sign into your bank account, like let's say Wells Fargo, it's like a username email address, right? So that's like your login to the bank. Everybody knows that address, right? Like Billy from the blockchain at Gmail. Everybody's gonna know the address. I can't hide that. Everybody knows. So that's where you send money. So that's always in Ethereum. Again, always starts with the 0x. And then it looks like some random hex numbers, D6A, just randomly like a big long string of numbers. Your private key, which we're going to see when we set up our wallet, this is like your password to the account. So when I'm trying to log into my bank, right, I'm going to type in my email, and then it's going to ask me for my password. This is the stuff that you need to protect with your life, because as soon as somebody has this, they can get into your bank account and drain the bank, right? So again, let's go back up real quick. If somebody has access to your wallet, like even if you hide this, even if you trash your browser or anything, as long as they have the password to this locker, you could be out in your ride and someone can be stealing your stuff from your locker without you knowing, So we're going to go back to that just so you understand. And there's going to be another one that confuses a lot of people, is a passphrase. This is the phrase that you use that they generate the public key and the private key. It's all math in a sense. And that is consisting of like 12, 16, or 24 random words in that specific order. So like if you have these words like sword, monkey, dress, and then you put monkey first, that's not going to match up with your private key and public key. It doesn't work that way. It has to be in that certain order. Any questions or anything so far? I know it's a lot to swallow, but just as long as you're following along, there's a public key, private key, and a passphrase.
Billy, is the passphrase, are the public keys and the private keys a hash of the passphrase? And if so, can you explain what hash is?
Well, yeah, in a sense, like it's basically a mathematical function. It's cryptography of based on the sequence of these words and the value of each word in hex. It creates a mathematical unique, like it's like 1 in like 7 billion chance of each number going in there. So like someone getting your exact private key and public key is like almost, it takes like 15 years to like, no, actually, I'm sorry, 150 years to generate the exact same phrase at any given time. So you're pretty safe on that kind of system. It's just like purely mathematics and cryptography math that would create these kind of systems. In a sense, like I don't want to get too detailed on like the hash, but just know this is pretty safe. Like no one has been able in existence to recreate the same the public key and private key to the exact same like letters and numbers. It just like near impossible to happen.
Also, is the passphrase the same thing as a seed phrase?
Yes. Exactly. I'm just I'm so old school, I call it private key. But yeah, seed phrase is the same thing. So let's go on right here. So again, we're going to be focusing on the Ethereum network, right? And in the Ethereum ecosystem, there's a lot of clones. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of layer 2s, side chains. And the one cool thing that if you live in the Ethereum network, because your public key and private key are compatible, you'll have the same address on every one of these networks because you have the private key for the same public key, because they all use the Ethereum system. So it's called EVM compatible Ethereum virtual machine. So if I create my wallet like you create today, it's going to be compatible with Ethereum. If I jump chain and I go to the Polygon chain, it will be the same address. And if I jump over to Gnosis, Binance, CeeLo, Phantom, Avalanche, they'll all have the same public key and the same private key because they're all generated the same way through the Ethereum virtual machine, in a sense. So I know that gets a little confusing. When I was jumping networks, I thought I needed a new address for this network or this network, but because they're all within the Ethereum environment, they're all the same because we have the same combination of public and private keys. Any questions?
So using the analogy of the amusement park, let's say the Ethereum network is Disney World, and I never been to Disney World, so I'm just gonna start throwing. You go to Star Wars land, which is, let's say, it's Binance. You still have the same locker, even if you go later, go down to the Mickey Mouse castle.
Right, exactly.
The locker stays there.
Right, but each locker is a copy of it in another location. So like, I didn't want to get too details, but you'll see these little dots. In order for me to have any money on here, there's like an IOU system here. So like there's really nothing that exists on these chain other than credits. Think of like when you go to like Las Vegas or something and you trade in your dollars for chips, right? Right now we're trading in our dollars and they're giving us chips to use here. And then when we're ready to cash out these chips, we cash out the chips and then we walk away with our dollars, in a sense. I don't want to get too detailed in this, but that's kind of how it works, kind of like an IOU system on here. So you get to play on the network, do whatever you want to do. And then when you're ready to cash out, come back to the Ethereum and then do what you want to do. And then just another note, you cannot send CELO to Gnosis chain. Like these don't work. There's no direct path to it because again, you're saying public key and private key. If I wanted to send someone's on Gnosis chain and I wanted to send them on CELO, I'll send some money to their address. It's still going to be on the CELO network, right? I see that a lot of people, like they send from Binance chain and then they send it to like Coinbase, right? But Coinbase is only living on Ethereum. So they're sending it to an address that only exists on this chain. And because it's the same public and private key, it is accessible, but sometimes they don't want to do it. And you have to put a little pressure on them. You get to like add the key and then they'll get it for you, extract the data, and then refund you the money. But you know, we're going to move on and it's all going to come back and it's going to make sense in just a bit. I'm just throwing a lot of information at you at once. Now, there's a big question is that, well, how does an exchange handle all these tokens, right? And they have wallets that have multi-chains. So they have Bitcoin, they have Ethereum, Solana, Ripple, you know, all kinds of stuff in the chain. And there are actual multi-chain wallets like Trust Wallet that have multiple wallets available to them. The big question is, well, why is everybody using Metamask versus like Trust Wallet or one of those multi-chain wallets? It's very difficult for a developer to make these wallets support all wallets. You know, imagine you're developing for Ethereum and then all of a sudden now you have to support Bitcoin, Solana, and all these other interfaces when you only focus on Ethereum. So the quorum is like Metamask, or what they call injected connectors, seem to be the standard for it. So having the extra wallets are nice for like a mobile phone, like if you want to carry on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Binance, Tezers, you know, all those, they have the ability to do so, but they're not as easy to use in a sense. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, but they do exist, but we're not going to be focusing on that just today. Just know that they do exist out there. All right. And so the reality of your wallet and versus having a Coinbase wallet. All right. So like most people I know download the app on their phone and, you know, start up a Coinbase wallet, put some money in, and they have this wallet address, right? Where this is your Coinbase wallet account. And just so you know, it's controlled by Coinbase. It's not necessarily decentralized. The wallet we're going to make today is going to be outside, that lives in the Ethereum network, that is only controlled by you. Now, most of the time, Coinbase is pretty cool. You know, like you have a wallet address, people can send you money, you can send out. But if, you know, somehow, let's say your email gets hijacked and then they try to do something on Coinbase and then Coinbase says, hey, you know, you're doing some fishy activity, they can shut you down. And now you don't have any access to your money. And that's kind of the whole point of, you know, self-custody and decentralization is nobody can take your money from you. You can choose to spend your money however you want, when you want. You don't have to work like, you know, wait for banks to open up or close, you know, decide to send you money. Everything's instant. So for those that have money sitting in Coinbase, we're going to kind of cover a little bit of that, of sending your money from a Coinbase account or anything to your wallet. So that, you know, these are just random numbers that I made. I just Googled, you know, random Ethereum wallets, but we're going to kind of cover that today. And then you do the reverse to cash out. You're gonna go from your wallet, you're gonna send it to like a Coinbase account or whatever exchange account you have, and then within there you can cash out to the bank. Any questions? I heard a little noise.
I just want to emphasize too on the Coinbase and the exchanges, they essentially don't give you your private keys, and you've probably seen that on social media. It's like not your keys, not your wallet, not your keys, not your money.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that means they could take it away from you at any time.
Exactly.
All right. And then one more thing, anything we do costs gas, right? So like if I move from here to here, it costs money, right? You want to take a drive in your car, costs money. You want to see a movie, costs money. Everything costs money everywhere we go, right? So I'm just giving a quick example of like what gas is. Gas is the fee to use the network. in a sense. So if we're on Ethereum, it costs Ethereum to use the gas. If we're on, let me scroll up here. If we're on Polygon, it uses Matic. If we're on Binance Smart Chain, it uses BNB. If we're on Gnosis, it uses XDAI. So each little planet, in a sense, uses their own currency. If we're in the United States, we use dollars. If we're in Mexico, we use the peso. You know, it's the same theory on there. So we got to learn what the gas is for each chain. All right. So anything that you do that interacts with the Ethereum network will cost money. You know, if you want to send money to somebody else, if you want to mint an NFT, it's going to cost gas. If you want to exchange tokens on Uniswap, it's going to cost gas. All right.
Question, Billy.
Yes.
If depending on a chain, does that change the gas fee?
Yes.
Is every
right.
chain different?
Yes, and this is this picture right here. You see Ethereum is big dollars right now. So it is very, very expensive. And that's why we have layer 2s and side chains, because sometimes you don't want to, you don't have $10,000 to move around, and a $20 fee doesn't phase you. Sometimes you got $50, and if you want to move that and it costs you $20, you're losing almost half your money in just gas fees. So this is why side chains have kind of become more popular in layer 2s. Let's say I have $100, right? And I want to do a bunch of trades, 2 trades later on Ethereum, it's not going to work out. So what I can do is go to another chain like Polygon, where it costs pennies to make transactions. And so like literally one transaction is like 1 penny. Gnosis chain is like 1/100th of a penny. Binance is about 50 cents. CeeLo, cell phone, I think it's a couple pennies, right? But then I can do all my trades, play around, learn the ecosystem, and maybe I make some money. And then I want to cash out, then I can cash out back to Ethereum, pay one big fee, and then go, to Binance, Coinbase, or anything, and then cash out. So the side chains and the layer 2s are all about being able to do almost the same thing as Ethereum, but much, much cheaper. There are risks in a sense, because sometimes these bridges could get, cut. I don't want to get into too detailed, but you see all these hacks where there's an attack on a bridge. Basically those IOUs, get taken away. So you have all these chips, but no dollars to cash out with. Everybody takes a lot of security. There's a lot of insurances, but there's always that chance. But we're just trying to set up a wallet here, so we're not going to get too crazy on here. All right. And that's all I wanted to cover in general. I know it's a lot to swallow. We're going to come back to these slides in a little bit as we go, but let's go ahead and we're going to make a wallet. We're going to make this happen right here. So I'm going to do this on a brand new browser, and we're going to go step by step. You can follow with me, and then we're going to understand what each phrase is and do, and then we're going to migrate to another wallet. Okay. Are we all good? Any questions before we go?
Awesome, Billy. This is looking great.
Yeah.
Any questions before we move on? I know we got a couple of new people that chimed in. If you guys have any questions, please do so. Please feel free to ask. If not, Billy, you can proceed.
Okay. So I like to Google Metamask, metamask.io. Make sure you're there. Always make sure it has like the blue line, the logo. There's a lot of fake websites that want to steal your information. So always make sure you're on metamask.io. We're going to go ahead and download. Depending on if you're on Mac or anything, it should have a browser plugin. So we're just going to go ahead and install MetaMask for Chrome. And we're going to go ahead and add it. Yes. And if I'm going too fast and you're trying to follow along, you just tell me to slow down. And there we go. MetaMask has been added to Chrome. Okay. So let's set it up. All right. So we're going to get started. And we are going to create a brand new wallet. This import thing, we're going to come back a little bit later, but right now we're just going to create a brand new one. So let's go ahead and create the wallet. First thing it's going to ask us if we want to improve MetaMask. I never do. Hey, no thanks. And we're going to create a password. This is the password, not the seed phrase, but this is just a general password to open MetaMask. Let's say you leave your laptop open and someone wants to come in and steal all your information. This is just a general password, like to log into your machine. I'm going to keep it simple. For me, I'm just going to do like 8 ones, but whatever password you want to do. We read the terms of use, which is basically don't do anything illegal. And then this is going to give you a quick intro, but we don't really need it. This is your secret recovery phrase. This is the phrase that we were talking about. Let me go back onto that page. Oops. This passphrase. This is the one that we generate the public and private keys. These are the ones that we're going to need right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. This wallet is an actual trash wallet, so I'm literally going to throw it away. So I have no issue sharing it with you guys, but I'm just going to make a copy of this. So it's an order, this order. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste. For new users, you're going to want to write this down somewhere safely. You don't want to save it on your computer on a notepad like I'm doing it right here. Because let's say you got a virus, new viruses nowadays scan for any seed phrases and they steal your money. there's a lot of sophisticated viruses nowadays that attack crypto for the most part. But yeah, just write it on a piece of paper, keep it safe, because if someone has this information, they can steal your money. You know, that locker, you're giving away your passphrase. I'm going to give you guys just a few seconds to, you know, write it down, do whatever you need. If there's any questions, go ahead and interrupt me. Or if I'm going too fast, again, tell me to slow down.
Yes, Alberto has a good point in the chat as well. I know a lot of people take a screenshot of this on their phone as well.
Yeah.
That's another unsafe way to actually store this secret phrase. So make sure you actually do write it down on a real piece of paper with the real pen and hide it where you keep your birth certificate or your passport, for that matter, in your attic or somewhere.
The big issue with taking a screenshot or taking a picture is if you're an iPhone or Android, it'll go up to the cloud. And if the cloud gets hacked, you basically are compromised. If your iCloud gets hacked, which has been happening a lot, like people like send you those fake texts and you type it in, then they steal your phrase. So always just be careful with that.
And then too, even for the pen and paper process, keep it somewhere that it's not going to get wet or any risk of that, because it could happen.
And have like 3 multiple pieces of paper, like have it written down. Yeah, 3 copies.
Yeah. All right. So now once we're in the next phase, it's like, all right, it's going to make sure that we actually wrote it down. So now I have to go and make sure that I have it written down. So I'm just going to put this. Again, I have it right here temporarily. I'm just going to go ahead and put it back in order. It's just making sure that we did write it down, because the number one thing is people say, yeah, I got it. And then they lose it. They're like, oops. Once this is gone and your money's in there, nobody can help you. You hear a lot of stories of people that say, oh, I wish I had this, or I lost my key, and they're like millionaires, but they can't actually cash it out. And so don't be one of those people. So I'm just going to go ahead and confirm my passphrase. And ta-da! We have now officially made our wallet, our MetaMask wallet. So let's get into the details of what's on here, right? So the first thing that you're going to notice, I don't know if there's any questions on there or anybody stuck so far. Is everybody good?
Yeah, I think we're good. Any questions, Ru, Alberto, El Zorro, Talut? Please feel free to jump in whenever you'd like.
Yeah.
Hey Billy,
yes.
would this process be the same for like other wallets?
I'm going to show you. Yeah, we're going to do this. This was too easy. This is like a TikTok 2-minute video right here of like setting up a wallet. Like that's nothing. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of like where everything else is at, and then how to migrate to a new wallet. So I'm gonna take care of you guys. Don't worry. I tell you, I'm gonna turn you from a chump to a champ. Okay. All right. So first thing we're gonna notice is we have our account information, right? So I'm just gonna bring my notepad here. What this is. This is our address right here. So I can copy this out, and I'm gonna paste this guy down. Right. This is my new address. Right. So this is what is the public key. Right. And so this is my passphrase. And then what about the private key, right? So we can look at that information right on the account details right here. So if I click on the 3 dots and I click on account details, it's going to give me, I can rename it if I want, but I can export my private key. So I'm going to go ahead and have to type in my password. And here is my private key. It's a string of numbers. So this, if I give somebody this, you know, you go into those Discords or Telegrams or anything like that. They say, oh, you know, they're going to instruct you to do this, give you your private keys. You're basically giving away your password to your bank account. So just to reiterate, my public key is my address. Oops. My public key is this address right here. This is where people send money to. This is, you know, where I want to send it from Coinbase or anything and have control of my wallet. My private key is the one that is my secret password, and the passphrase is what I need to, recreate these two numbers in a sense. So if you give somebody your passphrase, they can recreate these numbers. If you give someone your private key, they can break into this public key and then get in your locker and run away. All right. So most people feel pretty good with this. And we're going to come back to this in just a second, but most people stop here and they kind of get stuck on one wallet and they say, oh man, I wish I could use Coinbase Wallet, or I wish I could use Trust Wallet. So let's do that. All right. So we're going to go back.
Real quick, Billy.
Yes.
Rue is asking, and I'm sure we'll get there. He asked, what is Etherscan?
Oh, Etherscan? Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get there in just a minute. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And then also Alberto's asked, do you need to write the private key?
No, you don't, because you can always recreate it with the passphrase. And then private key, you don't really want to see. And to go a little bit off topic, if you get a ledger, like let me just use these ledgers, wallet, right? They have these hardware, and I do recommend using these. I have like 3 of them, but when you use the ledger, you never know what your private key is. That's the whole point of the ledger. Like this is all gone, and you only know your public key and you know your passphrase. So then you can't give away your private key, and knowing like no virus can get it because it's already hidden inside the hardware device. So that's the why I say hardware wallets are good, because it's harder to break in or hack, and it's harder for people to give away their private key when they don't even know it themselves, in a sense.
That's awesome. And that's that the literal like distinguisher of why they're claimed a cold storage wallet, that they're off the internet, because the private key's in the hardware.
Well, yeah, the private key is in the hardware, but they're still not. It's still not a cold wallet, only for the fact that let me bring this one back. Of it's still on chain, and the only way to access it is this wallet is with the private key. Like I can look at public keys all day, but the only way to get into it is with the private key. And if I don't even know my own private key, I can't mess up and give it away. It's like having too much information is dangerous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't even give people the option to give it away, then it's a little bit safer, But like if I approved it on like OpenSea, like an NFT or anything, there's nothing I can do because I've already kind of like signed away. Like I've used my private key on the ledger to sign it away. So it's not necessarily a hot wallet and cold wallet. I'll explain the two in a minute right now here, but well, let's go into the Coinbase wallet. I mean, in this, let's say you did this on your desktop, right? And it's like, man, I want to have this on my phone too. I don't always do all my stuff on my desktop, so we can always import another one, but we're gonna go with another one. We're gonna go Coinbase wallet, and this doesn't matter what wallet you use. Let's say there's another wallet like Rainbow Wallet or anything like that. Any one of those wallets can do, because it goes back to knowing your public and private keys. So let's go ahead and download the Coinbase wallet. All right. So we're going to go to coinbase.com wallet. We're going to download Coinbase wallet. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be an extension. We're going to go ahead and add this to Chrome. So go ahead and add that. All right. And so now we're going to go to Coinbase wallet, right? So now here's where we make the difference, right? Instead of creating a brand new wallet like we did in Metamask, it's going to take us through the same thing of like, the passphrase and everything, but we already have one, right? We've already have all that information saved. So we're going to go ahead and say, I got it. And it's going to ask you which way. So we're going to enter recovery phrase. Now, these other options right here, the hardware wallet is those ledgers. Like I can connect the ledger wallet and set it up. Because I don't have the private key, it has its own little software to make things connected. But right now we're just going to worry about the recovery phrase. So I'm going to go ahead and go in, and I have to put in my 12-word seed phrase, which I happen to have saved over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. And for the people that wrote it down, we're going to take some time. We're going to give you some time to do this. Maybe you're doing it on your phone. Maybe you're doing it, on a desktop. But I'm going to go ahead and paste this down. Once I have my phrase, I'm going to go ahead and import the wallet. And then I'm going to pick my username. Coinbase requires a username. It's just one of those things for Coinbase, because they want to be able to I'm not sure if you see those Twitter things like ENS, like Billy.eth or .eth extensions. Coinbase is trying to do their own thing with their wallets, so that you can send money to your, like a username like Venmo, send it at this location. So I'm just going to create, Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That shouldn't be. Yeah, okay, that's available. And we can allow other wallet users to search for my username if I wanted to. And we're submitting. And then same password, like MetaMask, anything you want, doesn't have to be the same. Okay, I guess I have to get very complicated, you know. Go for it. And I agree. And my wallet is ready. So if I look at my Coinbase wallet, oops, let me pin it. It is there. Any questions? Did I lose anybody?
And that Coinbase wallet has the same ETH address, correct?
Uh-huh. Exactly. Let me excuse me. I'm trying to find the actual address here. This is why I don't like Coinbase Wallet on the application, is one of my issues. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll see why I give Livs a hard time. Let me see if I have this. There we go. So if I'm copying this address, and it actually has a Solana address in it as well. Remember, I was talking about multi-chain wallets. They want to have Solana too. So I'm copying this address here, the Ethereum address. I'm going to paste that down. Here's my address here. And then I'm going to go back to my Metamask wallet right here. And you'll see that it's the exact same public key.
Hey.
Not too shabby, right? And like, if there's another wallet out there that you want to try, it's the same process. You literally, you know, use your, excuse me, I'm choking on rice right here. Anyways, you can use your passphrase to get in there. Sometimes it requires your private key. So depending on the wallet, it's either a private key or a passphrase. You use one of those or the other, right? So everybody feel good so far? Everybody's vibing on this?
Yeah, all is good.
Yeah.
Carlo Lopez, do you have a question?
I do not.
Okay. So we're going to take it up a notch now. Now we have our wallets on 2 different wallets, right? But a lot of people make another mistake is they put their whole life savings in one wallet, right? When you go on the streets, do you carry like your entire bank account in your wallet with you? And then what if you lose your wallet, right? So I like to create a lot of multiple wallets. And so I consider that, like going back to the original one, is like a hot wallet or a cold wallet, right? So like a hot wallet is one that I always actively use. Let's say like that's my wallet that I have in my pocket day to day. I'll keep.
Is that Ethereum?
Yes. And so this is something that I'll use like on a day to day, right? And then I can make another account that I just have important like stuff that I want to hold long term. You know, that's why I cold storage, because I rarely use it. I may get to it once a month or, you know, once a year. It really depends on how you have your savings account. How often do you put into your savings, in a sense, versus how much you put in your wallet, right? So let's go ahead and create another account, right? So one, I like to label my accounts. So I'm going back to MetaMask. Let's go to the account details. You can literally name, you know, I'll call this hot wallet, right? So I know that this is my hot wallet right here, right? Now we're going to go ahead and create a new account. I'm going to click on this top button and we're going to just create another account. And we'll call this, yes.
Billy, could you mute your screen?
Mute my screen. I have no noise here. Are we good? Everybody else good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. So I'm just going to call this one cold wallet. And I'm going to create it. And now I have another wallet address. So if we look at that, I have a brand new address right here, right out of the blue, right? So then I have a choice between the hot wallet and the cold wallet. So I can jump, here's my other address, the original one that we were looking at, and then my cold address right here, totally different. And I can keep doing this. I can just keep creating accounts. like people have a savings account, they have a joint account, they have, whatever accounts that they do, you can do that the same way. And so all your valuables can sit here, and then everything like your day-to-day spending, let's say you want to buy NFT or anything like that, you can always fund it with your cold wallet, like, withdraw from this account to here, buy it, send it back, and this is an account that you just don't use very often, or you don't connect to different sites or whatever you want to do, so, everybody so far so good on that. I mean, I'll just create another one just to make sure. So we just go ahead and create an account.
Rue asked the question, brother. He said, can you do this on mobile as well?
Yes, it is literally the exact same thing. You just got to make sure on MetaMask mobile, you create this account, you just pretty much create it, or you can import an account, right? Let's say I have a brand new MetaMask and I want to import, I have these two wallets and I want to import another one from another wallet. It's going to ask for the private key. And then from that private key, I'm just going to import it in. So if I had, pretending that I had another wallet, let me just do another wallet that I have here on the side that I use for dev work. It's called the do not use wallet. Give me 1 second as I pull it on the side. Let me just type in my password here. But totally different MetaMask, totally different wallet, right? Let's say I got it from a mobile phone, or I set it up on another account. I'm going to go ahead and import the account. It's going to ask for my private key. I'm going to paste that down and import. Now I have a totally brand new address right here. So if you look down, I have 3 accounts now. I have the one that we created all together, this one that I created on the fly, and then this one that I just imported. And it even says imported on there from another totally different wallet, totally different account, different software. All I needed was the public and private keys and the passphrase.
Now, quick question.
Yes.
So when you have the imported wallet on MetaMask, if somebody gets access of the private key, will they also have access to the account 3, even though the private key are different but are on the same account?
No. So if I go into this, and I'm not showing because this is a throwaway account anyway, is we're going to go to the account details. We're going to export the private key. Right? So here's the private key for this account. We're just going to label it imported. And we're going to go to account number 1. And we're going to go into the account details, export private key. You see that they're totally different.
Okay.
Yeah. And that goes back down to the original passphrase. So I'm going to bring back the other screen. All right. And the passphrase that I made my public and private key was totally different. All right. So because I made this passphrase on another device, on another location, I got a different set of random words, and it generated a brand new public key and it generated a brand new private key. So the chances of getting the exact same one with the exact same private key is like, it won't exist in our lifetime. If that makes sense. So you can have multiple wallets and they're all like, if this one gets compromised, these 2 are still safe, right? One thing to note, and I'm not to scare you or anything, but these 2 are made off the same passphrase because I made it within the same MetaMask. So this hot wallet and cold wallet is still made off the original, did I lose it right here? The original passphrase. So this sequence made these 2 wallets. So if I give up this passphrase right here, somebody can go back and regenerate these 2 wallets. So giving out your passphrase is like even more dangerous than just giving away your private key. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. Everybody still here? They're still with me?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Got it.
All right. So let's go back into now that we're all veterans here. Let's get into the cool stuff right now, right? Like we're Ethereum, we have our Ethereum wallet, right? But it's too expensive. Like I want you guys to be able to play after. So, I want to go to Gnosis chain. I want to go to Polygon. Let's go to Binance or something. So like, how do you do that? Because right now by default, we're only on Ethereum. If we look on this, It's only Ethereum mainnet. That's all we got on this network, right? There's nothing. One cool thing about Coinbase Wallet is that it does have multiple networks. So I can pick the default network and you see that it has a list of Polygon, Gnosis, a few of the other chains that already exist, already built in. But what if I want to go to a network that doesn't exist, right? A custom network. So what I want you guys to go to, and I'm going to go onto this, is chainlist.org. Oops, I went through that way too quick. Is chainlist.org. Okay, and I'm going to show you what that happens there. Okay, and this can be done on a phone as well. All right, so you're going to see Chainlist is basically a list of all the networks that exist on the Ethereum network, that basically EVM compatible, like we talked before. So I'm going to go ahead and search for Polygon. Go ahead and search for Polygon, guys, because we're going to do something. All right, Polygon mainnet. Right here, it should be chain ID 137, and the currency is Matic. That is the gas. If I go back to the original and I just search, the gas for Ethereum mainnet is ETH. The gas for Binance Smart Chain is BNB. Gas for Avalanche is AVAX. So each one of these, this is the gas that it requires in order for us to do anything. And there's like a huge list of all these chains. A lot of these chains are non-existent anymore. They're just dead. The most active ones are on the top. And the one we're going to be focusing on today is Polygon. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my wallet. Actually, let me deny that. Let me go with Metamask. I'm going to connect my hot wallet next. And I'm going to add this to Metamask. And this is the easiest way to add a chain to your Metamask. And it's going to basically say you want to add Polygon mainnet. You want to go, this is the RPC chain. We're going to go ahead and approve it. We're going to go ahead and switch the network. It's asking us if we want to switch from Ethereum to Polygon. I'm going to go ahead and switch the network. And then if we look at it on the very top, I'm now on Polygon mainnet. And if I want to go back to Ethereum, I can go to Ethereum. And you'll notice it's the same exact address, back and forth, same address. The only difference that changes is the gas. Here, I need Ethereum to do things. And Polygon, I need Matic to do things. So far, so good. Everybody lost. Everybody good. Because we're going to have a little test right now.
Yeah, this is great. If anybody has questions, please feel free to ask. I know this may be some new stuff for you guys, so don't be scared of asking any basic questions.
Yeah. This next one is going to be a good one because I'm going to ask for all your wallets right now. Everybody
Let's
good?
go.
No? Okay. So on the chat, how many people are in here, Luis?
We have about 8 people. So
8
probably
people?
like 6 people.
All right.
should-
So I expect to see 6 wallet addresses in the chat.
Let's go. I'll put mine in.
Mhm.
You also want us to paste the key phrase?
No, sir.
That was a test.
All right. Oh, damn, they're testing me now. They're testing me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Lirn token our job.
All right. So we're gonna go, and this is a surprise right here. Don't .eth me, guys. Don't .eth me. We're gonna go straight to wallet addresses. All right. I'm gonna do something right now. A surprise test for people that actually did put their wallet address. So I should be expecting 8 wallet addresses. I am going to send everybody some Matic because we're gonna swap. Okay. So I use Uniswap. There's a lot of dexes on Polygon. Uniswap is probably the most popular and everybody's heard of it. I'm going to swap. What happens in an exchange is you trade money for, for tokens. And that's on a centralized exchange. So dexes, decentralized exchanges, is pretty much where everything on the Ethereum network on chain. So I'm going to swap some USDC that I pulled out and I'm going to switch it to Matic. Oh, it's taking a little minute to load here. Okay, Agustin has to take off, but go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and switch to Matic. I'm going to swap like there's 8 people, so I'll do like 8 Matic, right? So it's a swap. I'm going to go ahead and confirm this swap. So I'm changing $8 for 12 Matic right here. Little thing that we have to do here on MetaMask. You see, I'm getting this prompt to make a transaction. Is asking for an approval, right? So a couple things that you want to note here is this is my address right here. This is my wallet address. I'm going to be interacting with the Uniswap wallet address, right? It's going to say new address detected. Click here to add to your address book. So a lot of people get scammed, connecting to the wrong contract. So what I do is I label my addresses. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, right? And I'm going to call it Uniswap Polygon. I can add a memo if I put it on there, but I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now I know if I'm connecting and I'm doing a swap, I'm connecting to Uniswap Polygon, right? So like if they get hacked and then all of a sudden this name gets changed, I know not to interact with it because now I know it's a brand new contract. So something's fishy. It's not what I labeled it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and swap it. I'm going to confirm it. This is the gas. This is how much of Matic's going to cost me to swap. But let me go ahead and swap it. And we're all going to do the same thing right now. And there we go. Okay. So I think the transaction is just waiting on there. So I'm going to start grabbing these addresses and start sending you guys a Matic. And this is how you send to somebody. So I got my Matic, right? I am going to send, basically type down. So you got like just a few more minutes to send any addresses if you want. So I'm going to send this address. I'm going to send one Matic right here. So I'm sending to this address. I could save the address book if I want, but I'm just going to send one Matic. So I'm sending that money over. Cost me a little bit of gas. I'm talking about like less than a penny. And I'm going to send it. And if you're on your Polygon RPC or Polygon network, you should see that you will have your Matic. It'll show up in a little bit. All right. I'm going to send to the next address. And this is how you send money to other people around the world. Doesn't matter if you're in the States or you're in Afghanistan, wherever. This is the worldwide currency right here. Let me go a little bit more aggressive because that's taking a little bit of a while. Yeah, let me speed that up. And then I'm just going down the list here. And I have a few. Let me just go aggressive on that. And then I'm going to wait. So I got a few on the queue. And Agustin doesn't want me to send Matic. So I just have 3 addresses that did it so far.
Yeah, Rue, if you want to provide your address, if you did create it or if you have one. And El Zorro too, as well.
So now to come back to Etherscan, right? Everything's proof on chain. So if I want to see the activity on this wallet, I'm going to click on the Explorer. This one's the same as Etherscan, but it's a Polygon version. It's Polyscan, but it should look exactly the same. This has all the transactions that has ever happened on this wallet since I created it. Goes back, days. This is like a play wallet that I use, right? So I'm going to look at the transactions. Oops, excuse me. All right, this is the transactions I just sent to go, right? So 48 seconds ago, I sent it to this address, right? And I can click on that transaction and find all the details about it. I sent one Matic, which was 65 cents to this address. It cost me this much gas, right? Really, really cheap. And then the burn fees. So anything I want to do, like everything that I do on chain literally lives on the chain in the beginning of existence of all 439 transactions that I've ever done on this wallet since the very, very beginning of when I first created this wallet 405 days ago. So if you ever want to see like, oh, did you send me the money? Did you not send me the money? All I have to do is look at the wallet, look at the transaction hash and see, oh, okay, this guy sent me 65 cents of Matic on this day at this time. So everything's on chain. Like it's immutable. Like this is the ultimate accounting, right? That's why when people say criminals use it, they don't, because it's really hard, easy to track in a sense. So does everybody that send their wallet have Matic?
Checking right now.
Okay. All right, so how's it? He's arrived.
Yeah, it looks like mine got here too.
Okay, cool. So let's play with Uniswap just a little bit and go to uniswap.org. It'll take you to this web page, and we're just going to launch the app. maybe you trade it for a couple cents or, whichever, but I just want to get you guys experience with interacting with the contract, connecting your wallet, showing that your wallet's connected, which chain you're on, because they're multi-chain. So I can go through a whole bunch of interfaces. All right. I'm gonna refresh because it takes a little while for it to kick in. There we go. So you guys would have had one Matic. Let's say I want to trade half a Matic for USDC, right? It's equal to 32 cents. On your screen, because I've already interacted with Polygon, it's probably going to say approve Matic. So we're going to hit approve it. You're going to get a MetaMask screen that's going to pop up like this. I'm not the swap, but in just a second, you're going to ask for an approval. You're going to have to confirm that approval. I'm going to reject that. Once the approval goes through, then we can do the swap. We can swap some Matic for some USDC, and we can swap. Let me know when you guys have approved. Just give me a heads up.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions too at this moment too, please feel free to ask.
Mm-hmm. All right, the Matic is approved. So then if I have the half Matic to the USDC, it now should be labeled to swap. It's up to you if you want to swap, but I'm going to go ahead and swap it right now anyway. So I'm just going to do half the Matic, because remember, Matic is the gas. If you do all your Matic and I swap it, I'm going to run out of gas, and then I won't be able to do anything on the chain, and I'll be stuck. I'll be stuck on the freeway with no gas. So I'm just doing a small amount. I gave you guys like 1, so maybe 0.25 or whatever, whatever you guys want to do. And I can swap, and it's just going to swap for some USDC, which is a stable coin. So I'm going to go ahead and swap it. It's going to prove this is how much gas is going to cost me. So it's going to take away from my Matic, and let's just go ahead and confirm it. And then here's a little trick right here. Now that I've added USDC on my MetaMask, now I can add this token. I can click on this and add it to my MetaMask if I want to add USDC to my MetaMask, because sometimes you have to have tokens and they don't show up in your wallet. So it will do it for me. And you'll see I have a bunch of other random tokens here. But yeah, this is what I have in my balance anyway for this small wallet. And the transaction has completed. Yeah, USDC is a circle coin, yeah, equal to $1.
Awesome, bro. This is awesome.
Yeah. So now that you now have done on-chain activity. So if you were to check it, you have, basically proof of doing a swap on-chain. So this wallet that you created today has proof that you were able to use Uniswap and swap one asset to another. You've set up your wallet on here. Oh, let me go back to the original. You've set up your wallet with MetaMask, right? You've set up a Coinbase wallet with private keys, imported it over. I've showed you how to jump chain to chain in a sense. Now, I did fund you guys on Polygon in order to, let's say, move Ethereum. Like if you were buying Coinbase, it only works with Ethereum. There are other exchanges like KuCoin or anything that will let you move out to like Polygon or Binance Chain without paying absorbent fees. But I did fund you just a little bit of Polygon so you can play. You can play on the network. And if you wanted to see what apps are on there, you can always go to Polygon network and see the whole ecosystem of what's on here. So we explore the dApps. There's just a lot of apps to use. Like if you're into NFTs, there's all these NFT apps that you can mess with. If you're into decentralization, this is your scope. So there's a lot of tools. There's 1,000+ apps that you can play with, connect your wallet, mess around with. So I mean, like you'll be here for hours just learning one ecosystem. And again, if to go back, we have like so many chains. If we go back to chainlist.org again, you'll see like there's like an infinite amount of chains that exist in overall. So I mean, just like the space is like never ending in a sense. But I don't want to overwhelm you today. I know we're just setting up a wallet, and that's what I want you to at least set up your wallet, have a little bit of money to play with, on at least on another network, and explore. if there's any other questions or anything else you want me to cover, let me know. If you need me to review anything, I can do it all over again.
Quick question: How difficult is to set up a mainnet or a EVM network? Because you said there's like a lot that they're dead. So I don't know if it's good for the system or it's not good for the system to have that many that are not doing anything.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of people just copy the Ethereum open source on GitHub and deploy it themselves. So they just copy and paste and deploy it. A chain is only as good. Like a chain makes money when people use it. Like when I make a transaction and I pay those gas fees, that's how the chain makes money. If nobody uses it, nobody makes money. And there's no point to invest money to keep it going, right? So a lot of chains try to, say, hey, use our chain, and then nobody uses it, and then nobody validates it. So it just kind of just stays dormant forever, right? So like they don't really do anything on there. So like they're just like a dead chain. They still exist because they're deployed on a network, but nobody's using it. So nobody's, collecting gas or anything like that. So it's not really beneficial in a sense, but there's no reason to delete it because it just exists in the space. Did that answer your question or did I confuse you more?
No, I mean, it does make sense. I'm seeing it's just on this example, for example, the EVM, but I'm sure even on Web2, there's plenty of websites that are unkept and they still use like old technology, but they're still around.
Right.
I guess nobody took care of, put the effort to actually remove it or update it or anything.
Exactly. Yeah, the same way. Yeah. Any other questions?
Oh, wow, since we're on the question section, I have another one. What is, how would you suggest the best approach once we start learning more and getting more familiar with networks and wallets? Should you see a different wallet have their own private key, or how many accounts do you suggest having into a single private key connected?
One per, ideally. So like if I wanted to create another account right here, right, I want to do another hot wallet, I would just open up like Firefox and create another one, right, and then have a different passphrase, and then I can import it into one wallet that I use, primarily. I personally use Brave, so you can use that and download another MetaMask and then import another wallet and then have them all connected under one. If we go back to this one, this is my primary MetaMask. You'll see that I have, quite a few. So it's just this, I can condense them all into one location on there that I control. Each one has their own private key. Each one has their own passphrase. Some are ledger, some are not, super hot wallet, super not, like anything that has high value, high asset, I hide behind a hardware wallet.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I do suggest definitely getting a hardware wallet and get more than two, because people just get one. They're only $60 for the cheapest one. And then what happens if you lose it? So, you want to have one, on backup in case one malfunctions or gets wet or you lose it or anything like that. And people forget to write their passphrase and you can't access your wallet. So I have a couple, in a safe and everything. So, in case this one gets damaged or somebody breaks into my house and steals it, they still have to get into the passwords, but I'm out of luck too, because I don't have a copy. And then what should you not connect your wallet to? Connecting to your wallet is fine. Transacting with the location is where the problem is. So let me just, what's a good spot here? What's a funky one? Let's go. Agave. Sorry. I don't know if it's gonna let me do this on the chain, but let's say I've never connected to this. Or let's deny this, and we're gonna connect my hot wallet. All right. I've connected to this. I'm connecting to this chain. Right. I'm in Agave. Right. Nothing happens. Nothing happens with this by me connecting it. Nothing happens at all with this wallet. The moment I start interacting and I start trying to approve and like do something, that's when it affects my actual money. But when I'm just connecting to the site, doesn't do anything at all. So, and if I still feel kind of funky, I can always click on it and just disconnect from this account. And now it's not connected anymore. Nothing in the space will damage you from connecting your wallet at all. And if you feel kind of funky, just make a new wallet. I'll just, okay, this is my connect to random site wallet. I'm going to connect, make sure everything looks good. Everything is fine. All right, now I can connect with my main wallet, and then, my hot wallet, and now I can feel comfortable connecting. But the connecting your wallet doesn't do anything bad to you or good to you. It just connects you to the site. The only moment is when I actually approve something or make a transaction on the site is when it's dangerous, in a sense. Hopefully that makes sense. And then POAPs, I don't do POAPs, so we're going to get an NTT at the end of this, I believe. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. After all this stuff, for the people that do create their first, their wallet for their first time and want to experience another way to get an asset in there, we will be having a little quiz. And for those that already have a wallet and to test themselves on wallet etiquette, like Billy has walked us through, you'll have a chance to get a NTT, or a non-transferable token, right? They're also known as soulbound tokens, as Vitalik had wrote about a couple of days ago. So yeah, this is a way to verify your knowledge. So yeah, that'll be at the end once we cover everything and all the questions are answered. This is great stuff, Billy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Any more questions? Any more? I mean, it doesn't have to be about wallet specifically. It can be a little bit more advanced, just in case. But I'm here to answer any questions you may have, any concerns, or if you need me to review something, I'm here.
Rue, I noticed you had your mic off earlier. I'm not sure if you had a question or anything.
Oh, nah, I'm still new to all this. I was a little bit overwhelmed once you got to the chainless part.
That's fine.
But on MetaMask, if you have multiple accounts and you have NFTs as well, are your NFTs compromised if you have multiple accounts?
No, I mean,
that makes sense.
If you get robbed on the street from your wallet, is your bank account at Wells Fargo at risk?
I'm sorry, say that again.
If you get robbed at the street for your wallet, is your bank account at Wells Fargo?
No.
Right. So just because they're in the same app, they have different public addresses and different private addresses. So each one. Now, if they have the same private key for both, now you're in trouble. If you gave away your passphrase, then you're sort of in trouble. So they're all separate entities. They're just okay, let's say this is your Visa card, this is your MasterCard, this is American Express. It's just they don't really, they're just in the same place, but they all have their own system. They're each a locker in the Ethereum network, right? So if this one gets compromised, and you're lucky enough to still have assets on it, transfer it over to another wallet and then delete it, and then you're good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And then, again, it takes a little while for anybody to get used to the cross-chain stuff. For me, when I first started, for the first 6 months, I just literally lived on Coinbase. So it's not I'm expecting everybody to be super pros after this. I just want you to understand, if I had this Coinbase wallet, right, and I had all this money here sitting here, it's not a big deal. I feel semi-safe on Coinbase, but if I wanted to run it myself, I can have it sitting here, and now it's just on me. If Coinbase goes out of business and they liquidate, so does my money. If I'm sitting here and Coinbase goes out of business, I'm cool. Nothing happens to me. That's the point I want to make with everybody. You don't have to jump chain to chain. It's just Ethereum itself is pretty expensive right now at this point. This past 2 years has been very expensive to do anything on the chain. Cost you a lot of money. So it's kind of why I wanted to introduce the side chains, because they're cheaper. So you can play. I learned by playing. So if I were to play in Ethereum and it cost me $50 to play, I'm not going to play. I'm going to play very little. When it costs me less than a penny, I can make mistakes, learn something, and it costs me, 5 cents. And I feel much better with that. So, there's a lot of tutorials out there that will do a lot of cross-chain stuff, or how to get to the bridge. So, if it's something that interests you over time, once you digest the initial part with MetaMask, it's something that I definitely recommend getting into.
Something that I just found out is part of my question. I was gonna ask, like, how do you find out how many sites is your wallet connected? I think if you go to the 3 dots, yeah, connected sites. How often will you like just double check again, make sure they, oh yeah, I remember connecting to this site, or do you do that every time you jump in the wallet, or maybe once a month?
No, I don't do that at all. I'm just connected. I'm just going to check right now, just out of curiosity. This one wallet, let me see. Again, yeah, connecting your wallet doesn't do anything to you. There's no risk to connect your wallet. It's approving a transaction. So like the moment I do this right here, the moment this comes up right here is where the danger is. This is where it's dangerous. Let's say Uniswap got hacked, and now this is not the Uniswap address. This is a different contract, and I've approved that Matic. You know how you guys approved the Matic? I approved it, but it was the wrong Uniswap, right? And then I hit this button right here. That's when the danger happens. Right here. So when people say, I got hacked, you know, I was connected to the site. Well, I say, okay, let me see what happened on chain. You know, give me your wallet address, and then I'll look it up on the Explorer. And then I'm going to say, oh, no, it wasn't the site. You approved it. You did it. You hit accept. You didn't get hacked. You just made the mistake.
So yeah, just for clarity, Billy. So interacting or connecting to a website isn't necessarily a transaction, right? It's not until you approve something with that smart contract.
Yeah. So
okay.
when I click the swap and I do this is where the private key comes into play, right? Everything I'm connecting, my public key, right? It has my address and everything. That doesn't matter. All the public key, it's like people sending you spam mail. There's nothing you can do. Like you're connected to the emails, and like people just send you spam mails. People can airdrop you, you know, garbage tokens or anything. This confirmation requires a private key signature, in a sense. Like I have to confirm it. And because Metamask has the private key inside the wallet, it's saying, oh, it's okay. You know, the private key is giving the okay to do so, right? Until this happens, everything is cool. Like there's no private keys in use. There's nothing that's approving anything until I actually hit confirm. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, this is, yeah, even to give an example too, I know like for the NFT space specifically,
yeah,
you know, they say there's scam websites, but people actually mint an NFT on a scam website. That would be confirmed. That would be a transaction on chain, but simply connecting to the website, you wouldn't be at risk.
Yeah, there is a website. Let me check here. DBank. Like there's another, actually, let me check that. This is a little bit more advanced. Let me just download Ravi. There is something that says, what have you approved with? Oh, I have it already. Where is Ravi? And this is a little bit, am I losing my mind here? Am I not seeing it? Ravi, where are you? I am not seeing it. Bear with me, guys, as I look for this extension. I'm just going to remove it from Brave and redo it again. Ravi is something that I think may be a little bit more useful for you guys, as it checks to see what you've approved, not connected, but what you've approved. Remember how I was talking about getting approved? Let me just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to Polygon. Oh, I have to add it with a private key. Give me 1 second as I do this off screen. 1 second. I'm gonna have to import it so you guys can see it. This is going to show like every website that I've approved. Like, you know how you approved Matic and you did the swap? We're going to get that information as well here. Okay, so this is a thing called Ravi. I imported it with some private keys. Right, and so I have a few bucks on this, and what we're going to look for is the security. And I'm going to look for token approval or NFT approval. I don't really use NFTs with this, but we look at tokens. This is going to give me every site that I've ever had any approvals with. So on, you know, I have approved $19 worth of USDC on this website. I approved $8 of wrapped ETH on this site. So basically whatever I've approved on whatever connected site I have, this is my risk of exposure. So if the contract gets hacked or anything, I risk losing $19 on this website. So I can just click on it and I can decline approval for any one of these websites. But I believe these are all legit websites. QuickSwap, Curve Finance, Uniswap, Aave. These are all legitimate websites, all legitimate contracts that I've worked with before. So, but if I feel like, oh, this is a shady website or something's going on, I can just decline that approval. So I can decline it. I'm going to cancel. I'm going to go ahead and sign it. And then it removes the approval from that connected wallet. Like, let's say I wanted to remove approval from Uniswap, I would do the same thing. And then if I wanted to swap Matic, I'd have to reapprove again. Sorry for the delays on that, but I hope that makes sense. Same thing for NFTs. If you approve, you know, buy OpenSea to sell an NFT, and then you no longer want it to sell it and you don't trust it, you can just not remove the approval and it can no longer sell your item for you. And it makes sense? Is that good?
Yeah, first time seeing Ravi, and man, looks really helpful.
Yeah, yeah. Again, you import it the same way you import it with a private key. It's basically another wallet. You know, again, Ravi.io. It's just again another wallet. You can use this as a wallet too. I don't have much experience because when you go to a website and you hit connect wallet, right? Let's say NFBs. This is a site that I built. The first time I built it, I only built it for Metamask. So if I have another wallet, you know, it's going to connect me and it's going to, you know, doesn't work in a sense the way I'd want it to. So if I wanted to mint, it would, you know, either work or don't work. If it doesn't support MetaMask, then it wouldn't support in a sense. So depending on the wallet that you use, it may work, may not work. We know MetaMask is the standard, so they all work. But you know, that's why I say, like, as long as you have the private, public, and the passphrase, you can use any wallet that you want, in a sense. Like now you have the power to jump on, like, shoosh, let me just look it up. Ethereum wallets. I mean, there's like an infinite list of wallets out here. Like, gosh, doesn't even give me a list. Here we go. There's just some of the wallets here that you can use on your browser or your phone or any of that. I mean, like, the list goes on of whatever you want to use. And this is just the latest update, you know. I mean, there's been more wallets over time. But the number one wallet right now is MetaMask because it supports mobile, web, hardware, and it's been the standard for quite a few years. But doesn't mean that you can't use it. Go for it.
And I don't know if we're gonna tackle these in other sections, but so let's say in your Rabbi wallet you have you said I saw 200, right? Would it be better to have that earn some type of yield or interest if it's not being used? Same for a MetaMask, or that's a little more like, well, if it's not ready to be spent right away, let's say there's nothing that I'm looking forward or just to have it there sitting idle, because if I have it on MetaMask, they don't earn any interest.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, I mean, this a great example, definitely. But there's always risk with everything that you do. Let me connect this wallet. I don't even know which wallet it's connected. I got so many wallets, it's flipping out here. Yes, but there's always a risk for what you're willing to take. So this is just like my spending wallet. This is not my investment wallet. This is just like a quick and dirty wallet that has like, couple $100 if I want to like buy something or flip something or do anything like that. But there always is contract level risk. I personally have lost a decent amount of money. I've lost 10% of my my assets to a hack, to something similar to Aave. So I deposited a good amount of money. Let me see why this is not connecting here. But there is a risk for that yield. So, I mean, if you go all in and then there is a hack, you run the risk of losing all of it too, for like 5% or 10%. So I do invest. I do have a good portion of it investing in other protocols, but there is that risk of at any time you might get hacked, and you might not get reimbursed, or might not. One thing I would suggest is like getting insurance if you were to do that. I like using Nexus Mutual because they've proven to pay off. You get a bunch of insurance companies, but sometimes they don't want to, pay out when when the thing crashes. But you can pay a certain percentage fee and get coverage for your amount. So like if I wanted to invest in, let's say, I think Aave's here somewhere, or there may not be, but Aave's a pretty safe, it's considered one of the safer locations to invest in. I don't know if I missed it or not. I'm gonna give it another second. I'm just gonna pick another one. And it looks like, okay, so Curve is another one. So based on Curve, if I wanted to do $10,000 in Curve and I want to deposit and earn yield on that, I would have to pay 2.6% of that. So I can get a quote, and I want it for 1 year, right? And I'm going to do it in DAI, so $10,000, right? I would have to pay 259 DAI to get insurance for that fund. So if there is a hack, I can get reimbursed my $10,000 and I have to pay the 258. Now the question is, if you invest $10,000, will you make $258 within that year? And the difference is going to make sense for you to invest in there, is the question. With the market where it is, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's my opinion on it. I'm always safe, but yes, I do invest. But it's like having everything on the savings account. Then you have no money to like pay for anything. So always good to have a little money in your pocket. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Go crazy on me. Ask away.
Yeah, I know people usually have multiple accounts on MetaMask, and they have one account that they usually like use for just specifically for minting. Mm-hmm. Are there red flags or like a best way to like mint? Like, because I know you go on Twitter, they're like, hey, mint is live. Here's the where you click, or you can go directly to the website or go through OpenSea. What is the best way or things to look out for?
Don't be first. Honestly, don't be the first one through the door, because you don't know. Like if I make I myself as a developer, I can make a totally garbage site like let me see, XDAI Tigers. Let me see. Like I how do I know this site is legit or not? You don't. Right. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. But what I do is I'm not the first person to mint. I'll wait, and then once people say, "Hey, I got a mint and everything's looking good," I'm okay. Like if you're really worried about catching a mint before it sells out, I'm not the one that rushes in the front door and I check both sides before I cross the street. So, it's one of those things, like I don't want to be first. And if I miss out, it's okay. There'll be more opportunities. I just look at what everybody else is doing. Like, okay, where's the contract that you hit? Did you guys successfully, mint? Did you guys get hacked? I can wait an hour. I can wait 2 hours. I know obviously, like if the board apes or something like have a drop and everybody wants to be first, obviously there's a big rush, but they tell you which contract they're going to drop. They tell you that. So like you have all this information beforehand. And then you have all these fake Instagram things like, hey, mint now, it's a quick drop. They use that to, get you to be in a rush. So then you connect your wallet and run the transaction, and then they steal all your money, So it's just one of those, things like, general, safe practice in life. Do you cross the street without looking, or do you hesitate and like make sure things are good? That's my approach. That's how I survive in this space. OpenSea, I think you're pretty safe, because as long as you're going to the right OpenSea.io, and then you're like, if you explore, I mean, you're still on OpenSea, and as I want to buy this, random one, I feel like I'd be okay. So I could buy this now. Do I want to buy a mask for $1,000? Totally up to you. That's yeah. It's pretty cool, but I don't know about that cool. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, OpenSea, as long as you're on the right site, I think you're in good shape. Those custom contract ones, there's nothing that I can say this is going to be 100% safe at all. I wish I could say that, but I cannot.
In your opinion, what is or like, for example, using MetaMask as an example, or any other wallet that we don't know yet, what is missing? Like some features that, in your opinion, is missing to be more inclusive or have a better experience?
Personally, I think MetaMask is horrible for NFTs on the desktop. There's literally not even a tab for NFTs on the desktop. On mobile, it does have a port for NFTs. Coinbase doesn't let me switch more than one account. So like if I wanted to switch an account, I can't. I only have these 2 addresses on here. So it's I wish I could switch between addresses like I could with MetaMask and be able to do that on mobile. I want to be able to switch between these different wallets. All right, so each one is trying to solve another problem that the other one is, but then they have their own problems as well. This one has a tab for NFTs, so I can see NFTs. This one has like a tab for DeFi, so there's no one perfect wallet. Each one is trying to solve each other's problems and then has their own problems as well. So it just depends on what you feel most comfortable with. That's why I want you to explore. Most people just do MetaMask and they get stuck, and they're afraid, they have the assets there and they don't want to move it. So now that you don't have to move your assets, all you have to do is move your private key. You can explore all the wallets and see which one you like. You just have to be very careful when you're looking for wallets and not to get one of those, fake ones. So always look at, Ethereum wallets, and then go to the exact, website, from the Ethereum website, 10 best Ethereum wallets, and, make sure it takes you to the right link. And, that's, where is it? Crypto wallet, open a new account, so if you don't trust it, just make a new account and then import your wallet if you want to later, and just make sure that you're looking at the right one. Each one has their own thing, like pros and cons of what we like, so some people like Coke, some people like Pepsi, some people like Sprite, it just depends on what you like in a sense.
All right. I feel personally attacked when you said that people only have MetaMask. That was me.
Well, yeah, I primarily use MetaMask. I feel comfortable with it, and I feel fine with it because I'm used to it. So I know the ins and outs of it. But as a new user, they might not like that the NFT, or they don't automatically pick up tokens, and I have to manually import tokens, sometimes. So it's just a flavor of how you go. I mean, there's a lot of new ideas coming out, but again, it doesn't have, like, having MetaMask. I know I can connect to every contract and every website in the space. If I have a new wallet, well, now it may not work, and then I have to jump back to MetaMask and then get it to work. So I always jump back and forth because they don't always support all the wallets. It's getting better, but it's still not there yet.
Are there any other features that we should know about MetaMask?
Not really. I mean, it's a pretty it's pretty straightforward, like very simplistic system. Like you could just view your account. I mean, if you really want to expand your view, it just opens another tab on here, and then you can see it on a very large, screen. The ability to add a network manually, you can, but I just use Chainlist to do it for you directly. If there's a lot of traffic on one RPC, you can go to Polygon, to get a little bit more technical. When you open one door, like the main door, it becomes very flooded sometimes, what they call RPCs. So it's, you could get the network details and jump another RPC. So you can custom make the RPC. So if I want to add another network and manually, add it in here, I can add another RPC URL, which is, let's say this is the RPCs. So everybody uses this one. Everybody walks into the front door. But if you're an advanced user, it's like, all right, I want to go in through the back door where there's not a lot of traffic, and I can do that. So you can add your own RPCs if you want to for any chain or anything like that. They did do a pretty good job of creating an aggregator. So this one has been really, really good so far. But I mean, there's just little tricks and tips on MetaMask that are nice, but nothing that say, hey, you have to use this wallet for this. It's just some minor stuff, really. And then even, I mean, I said we would probably call it Phantom Wallet, but it's literally the same for Solana. It's literally the exact same. This is just for Solana. So just to kind of get that there with you, we're going to go through the same process as I'm talking. Is I got to get it for Chrome. Literally an extension, Phantom Wallet, Solana. It's going to add it to my Chrome desktop, and I'm going to create a new wallet because this is a totally different private key, totally different, everything for this. I don't even know how many ones I did. Hopefully that's the right amount. And then let's get this. I can't even copy and paste it. But as I go with you on this Phantom Wallet, I just got to type this all down. Oh my God, I have to do this on one screen as the other. Bear with me, guys, as I do this.
Yeah, we can type it on the chat.
Yeah, please do, because I can't even do it once I move the mouse. I'm gonna take a picture of it. This is exactly what you shouldn't do, but I'm gonna throw these away anyway. All these private keys are just gonna get dumped anyway, so no big deal. Because most people, when they make videos, they always hide the private keys because it's their keys. I just show you that, and I felt so difficult to follow along. And now I have my Phantom Wallet with my address, and that's it. Now I can work on Solana. That simple. Literally, as I'm talking to you, you can set up your own wallet. If I want to create another wallet, I can just add another wallet, create a new wallet, import a private key with Solana private key. It's the same deal. So this is for Solana. Yeah.
Quick question. When you said, for example, all these wallets that we've been seeing the private key, and you said you're just gonna throw them away, you actually have to manually erase the wallet or just stop using it?
Oh, I'm just gonna get rid of the extension. So I'm just gonna manage the extension right here. I'm just gonna remove it. So when I remove it, everything associated with that. If I remove this one, everything's gone. Where's the Coinbase remote? Right here, everything's gone. I didn't really write down the private keys. Let me close all these. Boom. Now I've lost all private keys to this whole MetaMask, other than the video, that's it. So now if I go back to, MetaMask, right, and I get it and I download it again, right here, I'm going to add it to Chrome. As it loads. If I click it, it's going to ask me to set it up all over again. Welcome to MetaMask. And either I can import it if I saved it somewhere, if I wrote it down, and if I was a good listener, I wrote it down. If not, create a brand new wallet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here we go again, pretty much the phrase, everything we did the first time, basically a new phrase. That's it, brand new wallet, brand new everything.
All right, but the old ones stay like still on the Ethereum network per se?
Yes, it's still like you guys could literally, you know, if you saved it up and you wrote it down, you can go in there and like it's still here. That old wallet's still here somewhere. If you guys saw the private key, so if you wrote it down, you can go look at it. But like if someone puts money in it, that means like me, you, everybody else on this video knows the private keys. We could drain the vault at any time. But it still lives out here. It's just the password is known. So who would want to use it? It's like a locker with no lock. It still exists. It's just we don't know what the keys are. And now I have a whole brand new wallet. Ooh, 008, you know, but now you guys know it, so I don't even get to keep the cool one, you know. You can keep making new wallets until you find one that you like, you know. But it's a very simple process of being able to make more wallets and import those wallets to another one and try out new wallets and see if there's a new feature you like. Rainbow Wallet's been getting very, very popular for mobile, but it's only for iPhones, you know, but a lot of people seem to like it because they have some built-in tools. So it's like, all right, you want to try it, but you know, you don't want to create a whole brand new one and then transfer the ETH. So you can just import your key and then you're good to go.
Are there groups of friends that like put all their money together into one wallet? Like,
Yes, yes. That is called Gnosis, or this is called the Multi-Sig. And I actually have like a 2-minute, if you follow me on Twitter, I have a 2-minute video of it. Oops, actually, Gnosis, not chain, safe. Sorry, Gnosis safe. And that is a multi-sig, right? So like it is an actual application that you can create a new safe. Actually, let's make one. You know what? Let's do it. I don't know if we have the time for it. If Luis, do we have a little bit of time to see this? I don't know how far we want to get into this, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go for it.
all right,
Let's
it.
go. Zoom
All right,
preview.
get my dev wallet right here.
Let's go.
Boom. All right, let me bring this over. All right, we're gonna make a Gnosis safe right now. So this is on the test network on Ringby. This is like one of these test zones. I don't want to use this Ravi thing. Hold on, let me get rid of Ravi. Yeah, it's bothering me right now. I just want to work on here. So I'm going to connect my wallet with Metamask. Actually, let me do that again. I'm going to connect my wallet, right? So here's all the different wallets this site supports. They support Metamask, they support Trezor, Ledger, and Wallet Connect. And actually a few more. So you remember all those other wallets? Some sites do, some sites don't, you know? And this is taking a long time. I don't know why. Oh, Ringby is kind of tripping right now. Let's see. This is all play money. There we go. Okay, now I'm connected. All right, so we want to create a brand new safe. Let's see here. Let's add a safe, right? So let's create a new safe, right? And this can be done on Ethereum, Polygon, like all the EVM chains that support. So we're going to continue. We're going to call this the Lirn safe, right? And okay, there's my wallet address. You know what? I'm going to grab some of these addresses here. You guys are all now safe holders, okay? So I'm going to grab Agustin, right? I'm going to grab Talut. We're going to add another safe owner, right? And new Albert here, okay? Add another owner. And let's get this right here. Another one, okay? And I'm just going to give everybody whatever random names here. There we go. Okay. So now we all join together. There's 5 of us, right? And we're like, hey, we want to buy this NFT, or we want to pitch in and buy ETH, right? So I want to make it a majority rule kind of thing. So there's 5 of us. So in order for any transaction to go through, I want 3 out of 5 signers. 3 out of 5 signers have to be in agreement to make something happen. Like, let's say we want to swap. You know how we wanted to sign and approve? We want that to happen. So let me go ahead and continue. And I'm going to go ahead and create the safe. And once the safe is created, it's going to, you know, on mainnet, when I created one for myself, it cost about $100. On Polygon, it costs about 50 cents. On Gnosis chain, it costs like 1/100 of a penny. So depending on it. So like, that's why I say you want to play, you know, play on a side chain. So this is just going to make the safe. This is the whole process of making the safe. And I just created it. Okay, cool. So now this is the Lirn safe, right? And then if I want to send money to this safe, we're gonna go ahead. So let's go ahead and send something over to the safe here. What do I have on here? Do I have anything super cool? Let's send some of this junk dye here. So I'm gonna send it to the Lirn safe, right? I'm sending it to this address. I'm gonna send like 20 of this dye here. Speed it up. There we go. In a second, it should show up, right? Come on, come on. Let's just send a little bit of ETH too, because that might show up a little bit faster. So just like 0.5 ETH. Now we're talking big money now, guys.
Now we can buy the helmet.
Yeah, now it's it. We can buy it. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but we're gonna buy it. All right, cool. That should be loading in just a second. Oh, there we go. So the total balance right now we have 908. So we have the DAI stablecoin, we have $20, we have the happy, right? So we have almost $1,000 in this, right? So let's say I'm nefarious. Even if I wanted to buy NFTs, like we can send NFTs to this too, right? So like I want to make a transaction. I want to send these funds. Like I want it to go to this address right here, whatever. And I want all the ETH, right? I want to send the max. I'm going to do it. I'm going to submit it, right? So then I'm going to send it. I'm going to sign it. So this is doing a signature request. It's not a confirmation. If you notice, like the other things, I'm signing it because I need more than one vote for me to do this, right? Because what was the rules? We had the policy 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 people need to come in agreement to make this happen. So then you guys have to come in with your wallets onto the Gnosis safe, onto this address, and then you got to approve it. You got to confirm it. And then when I have 3 out of 3, then the transaction can go through. So like if someone's trying to steal the money, I can reject, like, nah, this is no good. I'm going to reject this. Boom. I'm signing it with my other wallet. I'm rejecting this. And so like if 3 out of 5 reject it, then it can never happen. So it keeps everybody honest in a sense. And this is how a lot of DAOs operate. They have a treasury that, you know, a couple $1 million or something. Do you trust somebody that you don't know on the internet with $1 million? Hell no. So, you know, you have this in a multi-sig, and you can have maybe 8 out of 10 or however many people that are on the safe, and a majority rules on the vote on there. Or if you don't even trust yourself, right? Let's say you made, you know, all these accounts with your Metamask, you can make a Gnosis safe and then have all these accounts. So like if you feel, you know, kind of shaky if one gets compromised, even if they get it, they have to steal the assets. You need the other signers to sign off. So it doesn't have to be different people. It could just be different wallets, right? So once this goes, and if you guys signed it, then, you know, then the money goes to me. But until then, it stays here until it gets signed off. Make sense?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a multi-sig wallet. This is a little bit more advanced, but this is what a multi-sig wallet can do. And then it works indirectly with like Uniswap. Like if I want to work on Uniswap, I can do it within the safe. So then if I wanted to do a swap with this money that we have, and I wanted to swap like another token, then we can do it all in-house. So then I'm going to, you know, do the swap, and then I'm going to say, hey guys, sign it, sign the swap. And then I have to wait for everybody else to sign off on the swap for me to swap. Otherwise it can never happen. You know, so swapping, sending, buying on OpenSea, you know, there's a lot of functions that you guys can do with that, you know, all these different systems and services that are built into the service. And then if y'all want to drain it, we can just drain it all in one shot.
Is it time sensitive or
For the swap?
Yeah, like the signature, like the
Oh, no, it doesn't happen. I mean, God, I mean, dealing with multi-sigs, like I've been in some multi-sigs, sometimes it takes a week for these other guys to sign. So it's like, hey, I need signers. You'll see jokes of like people in multi-sigs, like I need signers, you know, because I need to do it because they don't sign. Sometimes I forget. And there's an app for it, but you have to put in your private key, and some people don't want to do it. They only trust it from this. I use a hardware wallet for these signatures. So it's totally totally up to you how you do it. Yeah, the multi-sigs are very, very easy to use. Like I've been trying to do something called 2-minute tutorials on Twitter because people ask me questions and I always say, if you can't explain it in 2 minutes, you can't explain it. So I do these quick. So I just gonna explain how this works. But yeah, having a multi-sig is great. I have a multi-sig for some of my own wallets just for myself, like some experimental wallets. Ooh, did I lose the private keys or not? So like I put it in a wallet. So then if I have assets there, they're all shared with the other wallets. So then they're safe, you know? This is just a little bit more advanced stuff, but like if everybody here in this room all wanted to create a fund to buy an NFT, you know, who do I trust to hold the money? Nobody. Nobody but me. And that is a multi-sig, you know? And they're starting to create those, like multi-sigs are now being created on Solana, multi-sigs are on Near, you know, so that this is how DAOs work in a sense. Like they all have that shared treasury, because you can't trust one person with it. What if one person has it and then they lose the keys? Then it's gone. You know, like let's say, you know, the owners, right? Like let's say this person lost their keys. So then we just get rid of them. And then, you know, we're going to get rid of them. We put a vote. Okay, now we're going to have 2 out of 4 owners. We get rid of them. We're going to submit that, right? Everybody else has to vote them out. And then we add a new wallet, you know, say, okay, we're going to get rid of this guy. And then the next guy, he has a new wallet that's clean. We're just going to add it back and we're going to change the rules. So you can add people come and go. And this is why I critique a lot of lawyers is like, well, how do you handle that legalities and stuff? I mean, that's a whole other world on there. I always fight with people on Twitter all the time. Any other questions? Let's keep it going. If you guys are learning, let's do it. Anything wallet related in a sense. Anybody that watches this video, you know, get a better understanding of how this whole thing works.
Now, you said sidechains and layer 2s.
Yeah.
Are those kind of the same thing, or because I'm trying to you know, the merge is coming, and you know, people are saying, you know, you're gonna be able to interact cheaper on a layer 2, and the only one I know so far it is Optimism.
Right. Well, let me just go into this web thing right here real quick. So I don't think the merge is going to make anything much cheaper at all, honestly, maybe a little bit. I'm hoping to see a quick animation of it, but no, obviously not. I'm just going to try to draw it on like a Photoshop. So the base, so sidechains use their own gas. The layer 2s still use Ethereum to function. There's 2 layer 2s that are very popular. That is Arbitrum and Optimism. And well, let me create a new thing here. And Optimism, it's not a good background. Optimism uses something called optimistic rollups, which it kind of like, let me create a new layer. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly right here. So like this is Ethereum. It helps if I have a different color. Let's go. So this is Ethereum, right? And here's Optimism, right? And so all the transactions happen like there's a transaction, right? And then it just bulks them all, right? And then it goes them through Ethereum. So then it does a transaction on Ethereum. So there's actually some kind of transaction happening on Ethereum itself. And then it comes back and it basically says, cool, we've registered in a sense, right? And it's like an optimistic roll. This is pretty much what our Optimism and Arbitrum do on layer 2. Side chains, let me go back to the block here. Side chains like Polygon or like Gnosis or Phantom or anything, they don't do that. They basically, you bridge over and everything that happens here. It happens here. Let's say I transferred, you know, 10 ETH here and I did some good trading and I have $1 million of ETH now. Nothing happens in Ethereum. The only thing that happens if I bring that $1 million back, then Ethereum realizes it. But until I do, it doesn't know anything happened on these existence. So like layer 2, it keeps checking in. It doesn't check in on every block. It checks in like every so often. But to verify, okay, we have some chain. Okay, we're going to roll it back. We have something happen after 10 minutes. Okay, let's roll it back. versus this that happens. I can live here for a whole year and Ethereum will never know what's going on until I actually bring the money back in. Hopefully that makes sense.
So much like, oh my God, that's so clear now.
Yeah. So yeah, does it make it cheaper? No, because they can set their own price here. This still based on the price of Ethereum. So if Ethereum price is high, Optimism and Arbitrum can still be high. Ethereum is high, right? Like if Ethereum goes to $10,000 and the cost is 0.1 ETH, it's pretty expensive. Ethereum is $10 and it's 0.1 ETH, then it's cheap. It's relative to what it is. So when you peg it to a coin, depending on how well the coin does, it can be very expensive. It can be very cheap. Like if Ethereum was $1, what do I care if it's 30 or 100 GUI? But now that Ethereum is $2,000, it makes a big difference. So that's what some side chains is like. Gnosis chain goes based off a stable coin. So no matter how much traffic it is, it's still always going to be less than a penny, no matter what, because it's based on a stable coin. Polygon used to be really, really cheap, where it was like 1,000th of a cent. And then they went up in value, and then the gas started getting flooded. So they had to raise it to 30 GUI. So now it's about a penny. So every chain is trying to figure out, we're all trying to figure out what's the best way to do stuff. And we still don't know yet. So it's just one of these experimental times. And this is why it's a great time to be in here, because we're in the middle of it, of people trying different things. And there are some winners and there are going to be some losers. And then, the losers are going to be on that list of chain lists that we don't use anymore.
And everything is being, it has a relationship with your own wallet. So the number does not change between a sidechain or a layer 2.
What do you mean by that?
So an Ethereum address, you can work or interact on Gnosis, but at the same time, you can also go to Optimism and still have the same 0x.
Oh yeah, same address. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if I go here, I have this much balance of this. If I go here, I have this much balance of this. It really depends on or if I have Arbitrum, I have 0 balance. It's just how much gas I have on each chain, but my address stays the same. Yeah, because they're all EVM compatible, and MetaMask only works with Ethereum and EVM compatible wallets. There's other wallets that have multiple, like Coinbase Wallet has Solana too, in a sense. Are we all still here? Did I lose people?
We're still here, bro. We're still here.
Still here.
Breathless. Yeah. Like, yeah, I didn't know what everybody was at wallet wise, as we're setting up a wallet. I figured there's going to have a lot of beginners, but, I also wanted to add information for people that have a wallet that don't know what to do the next step. And I believe like this is the next step of, exploring side chains, exploring cheaper alternatives, testing different theories that could or could not work. We had the battle of layer ones like Avalanche and Solana, Near, and they have their own approaches to certain things, and then the side chains for Ethereum. So there's a lot to explore. There's a lot to mess around with, but a lot of people are afraid to leave their wallet or to try new things because of the fear of losing money. So I wanted everybody to feel comfortable being able to try a different wallet, import a wallet, learning how to make a wallet. Having the same wallet we did in desktop is the same way you would import it to your cell phone. So now you can take a hot wallet with you while keeping your cold wallet in storage. And that aspect, that was ultimately my goal, and then show you some cool stuff that you can still do.
This is amazing stuff, bro.
Cool, man. Glad you guys dug it.
Yeah, any more questions? Yeah, Billy, you've been generous enough, bro, to go deeper.
Yeah, no doubt. I didn't want any sucker stuff, right? Just make a MetaMask only. Like, who cares? I could see that on TikTok in 30 seconds. So,
yeah,
you want something that like, oh shoot, I'm trying to do this.
Yeah, bro. No, this is amazing. Talut said that can you send a Gnosis address here? I want to try signing the transaction.
Oh, this wallet? Oh, sure. Let me copy that. So you have to go into Rinkeby. You have to be on the Rinkeby chain. So like if you drop down, you want to go into the Rinkeby test networks. If you don't see the test networks, we might have to go into the settings and go into the networks. And I think you have to like turn on test networks. Actually, let me go back to the other one. Where's that Chrome one? Where is my MetaMask? I'm gonna pin this. You guys are gonna be pros now. So I don't think, yeah, I think so. We're gonna, show high test networks. So right here, we're gonna show the test networks. There we go. So then you should be able to see Rinkeby on there. And you might not have any ETH. I just literally made a 2-minute tutorial on Twitter on there as well. So I would go to Gnosis Safe. This is a brand new interface, right? So I'm gonna go to Gnosis Safe. I'm gonna open the app. All right. I'm gonna add the existing safe. I'm going to grab that network address that I just posted. I'm going to switch network. I'm going to go to Rinkeby, continue, test safe, and the safe address. I'll go ahead and hit next. And then here's all the owners. I'm going to go ahead and add it. And then I should see this on here. And you're going to see all the signatures here. Hopefully you were able to follow that. I did that kind of quick without even thinking if you were following along. But there is the video, we're recording it. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, this is all gonna be, for those actually still here, this is all recorded, so you will always be able to go back, slow it down, go see other stuff that Billy had mentioned, just to keep practicing. This is really good stuff. Me too, like I'm, been in the space for a minute, but I'm less of the technical guy, but I've learned more stuff today, and also just refreshers.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest issue. Like you kind of stay in your safe zone. And people are afraid to interact because you're worried about the dangers. You don't want to lose all your money, obviously. And I'm literally showing you like you can play a little bit and be safe. The biggest thing is protecting your private keys, protecting your passphrase, and everything else is just playtime. In a sense, it's just how expensive it is to play. And then if you go on here and it needs confirmation, you should be able to like. If my wallet obviously doesn't have permission, but then it would just say confirm on here on the bottom if your wallet has permission. I mean, you can look at all the history of everything. So you have basically an accounting document of how much money went in, what assets went out, so you could see exactly who did it, who sent it, who did everything. Like you can actually have a point of like who did what, keeps everybody honest. Like I say, everybody like trust nobody. Okay. This is the proof.
Oh, awesome. What about I hit the 2-hour mark? Everyone feeling good?
Yeah, still here.
Awesome.
Yeah. We'll finish up any questions. I do have a hackathon I got to finish.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man.
I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I'm going to be up for like 12 more hours. I can guarantee you right now. So
yeah,
no doubt.
We appreciate your time, Billy. We appreciate your time. Also appreciate everyone that came by, man, asking great questions. Alberto, Ru, and Tulu, thank you for staying here. I know this is a real alpha here. Billy's the man. If you guys don't know, Billy is now Lirn's technical advisor. He's came on board. So we'll be having some more stuff once, Billy obviously offers his time to do more stuff like this. So any questions you guys have, always let us know and we could do something more interactive like this again. But yeah, Billy, thank you so much, man.
Yeah. If you guys have questions, just hit up the Lirn teams. Like, hey, I went through the sites, I went through this. I wish we covered this or covered that. A lot of people ask, how do I mint an NFT on chain instead of a contract address, like on the website instead of Etherscan, whatever you guys are looking for, we can always create a workshop for it or a quiz for it. So that way you guys can learn and experiment, so that's the goal.
Thank you so much, Billy.
Yeah, no doubt, guys.
That being said,
thanks, man.
Yeah. That being said, we'll have a little quiz. I would like for you guys to experience kind of what we're building as well with an NTT or a soulbound token. I'm going to review the questions I have so far with Billy to make sure it was in line with what we learned today. And once that's ready, I'll send it out to you guys, and it'll be a mini quiz. And if you pass, I'll send you guys an NTT so you guys can have it in your wallet and share it to prove your knowledge.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. At the end of the day, just show the Lirn team some love on Twitter or social media that you learned something of value other than setting up your MetaMask.
Make sure, make sure you tag Billy in there too, man. Billy's the maestro here. So yeah, guys, thank you so much, Billy. Once again, man, as always, everyone here, thank you guys. And let's continue, as I always say, learn endlessly and share it with those around us, man. Thank you guys for being here.
All right, guys. Have a good afternoon or night, wherever you guys live. I'll catch you guys around.
You as well, man. Take care.